Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me congratulate the Egyptian government and the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology for paying particular attention to the inclusion and empowerment of persons with disabilities, and therefore for convening this important conference on the use of ICT to empower persons with disabilities. I do regret I cannot be there in person, but thanks to technology and the use of ICT, I can be virtually with you. I would like to thank you and again to give you a small flavor of our work at the Division for Social Policy and Development in the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs in New York. The division's mandates include work to eradicate poverty, promote employment and decent work, and reduce the gap of social inequalities for youth, older persons, persons with disabilities, indigenous peoples, and family issues. And it also works to advance the social inclusion of all members of society, such as persons with disabilities. To achieve this goal, we work closely with governments, the United Nations system, the civil society, the private sector, academia, institutions, and many other stakeholders. A major part of what we do involves supporting the formulation of policies and the social development frameworks that can help governments deliver on commitments made at the global level. The international community has been advocating for a key role of ICTs to empower persons with disabilities since 1990, the 90s. The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, known as a CRPD, called for accessible ICTs. CRPD has an explicit social development dimension and reaffirms that all persons with all types of disabilities must enjoy all human rights and fundamental freedoms. ICT plays a major role in connecting people, in facilitating access to information and sharing knowledge, in participation. Technologies can facilitate social progress and are key elements for empowering persons with disabilities, from education to employment, from health to well-being, from cultural to leisure activities. Technologies and ICT can bring the voice of people, of those people often less heard, to all the corners of the world. Recently, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which is based on the principle of leaving no one behind, including persons with disabilities, it called for significantly increasing access to ICT. Accessibility is essential to ensuring persons with disabilities and make sure, therefore, that they can participate in their societies on an equal basis with others. And we have to find solutions to make ICT accessible and affordable to all persons with disabilities, particularly for those who are living in situations of extreme or relative poverty. In 2012, an e-government survey conducted by the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs indicated that online national portals contain non-accessible elements in more than 30% of the countries. Accessibility of mobile phones and services remains a relatively underdeveloped segment of the ICT market. In terms of cost, just to cite one example, screen readers and text-to-speech applications cost several $100 on some mobile platforms. The good news is that by raising awareness on these issues, programs and initiatives for both the public and private sector are increasingly using ICTs to remove barriers experienced by persons with disabilities. That is, by 1 billion of potential users, so many are persons with disabilities in the world out of the 7 billion people populating planet Earth. Since 2006, there has also been a surge in the publication of research on ICT-supported learning for people with disabilities. And these efforts must continue in order to scale the use of ICTs to empower persons with disabilities. See, we at the United Nations stand ready to support and work closely with you all, to make your societies barrier-free, accessible and inclusive to all, so that we can have the future we want, where no one is left behind. I wish you all a successful conference and thank you.